This is video log 4, okay? And it's a Monday. It's August 5th, 2024. So this is the fifth video in the series. Usually I do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but today I had a day off, so they gave me um, an extra day off for the week, and so I came down to this library and I decided to make a extra video for the day. And so usually these videos are about my daily life, things I've learned and everything. Today, we're going to do a special topic, something I really care about. We're going to talk about skincare. So, one of the topics I decided when making this channel is to talk about health. So, one of those things I like to talk about is skincare. Um, so, the reason I know a lot about skincare is because I used to have very bad acne. If you look at my skin, I have a pimple right there, but pretty much everything else, my skin's really good. And so that's after 4 years of, trying different things. Because in high school, I also had very bad acne. It was probably the worst I ever had. When I started going to college, it naturally got a little bit better. Um, and then I started to invest in, learning more about skincare, and I started to invest money into, a skincare routine, and that's what really helped my skin. And so I just wanted to tell my story about that. This isn't probably going to be like the best quality video or anything. And this is a new format because my other videos before were about, my daily life and everything. And now this video is specifically going to be about my skincare. And so I just wanted to tell you like my background. So, like I said, high school and even in college, um, my skincare was very bad. So, except for like the last year, 2 years, I had like acne all over my skin. I still have blackheads. That's my like next step on my skincare. But I had really bad acne, the red pimples that had like white pus in them. And over the last, 2 years, it's completely changed. Now, before those 2 years, I was still into skincare. I was still starting out. But it's been the last year that it's been really effective, especially since I work at a fast food restaurant. So if you didn't know this or you haven't watched the other videos, I work in a fast food restaurant, and so I have to really watch my skin. Especially since I'm usually on the fry station or the grill station. Those are like the two main stations. That's all I ever do. And those are probably the worst stations for your skin. And so this is the skincare routine I use to prevent that. Um, Now, I have to say, I probably have one of the best skins, out of all of my coworkers. My face is one of the best. Um, and that includes the men and the women. Because usually women have better skincare routines, but I'm really one of the best. And so I wanted to share you the secret of how I got my skin so really clear. Because like I said, except for this, my skin is very clear. And there there's a couple of ingredients I really use. So I've dialed it in. This is like my secret sauce for my skincare. Now, I want to get better, better results, and I'm still trying new stuff. This isn't like the end all be all for my skincare routine. And so I'm in a study room right now and I'm doing this video. So I brought all of my skincare stuff because I can carry it in a little bag. So if you see, I have a little bag I carry. That's what's in the bathroom of my house is I have all my skincare stuff in that, and I was able to fit everything. Um, so let's get into that. Now, the first thing I use, because let's talk about it. When do you use your skincare routine? I do it Monday. I do it every single day of the week, and I do it in the morning when I wake up and in the when I'm about to go to sleep. Okay. Except for the days I have work, I do it right after work. So I get home, usually it's by 4 after I've taken a shower, and then I do my skincare routine right then and there, and I don't go outside in the sun or anything after that. Because some of these ingredients I use are are sun sensitive, okay? So you don't want to be exposed to the sunlight when you're using this stuff. Otherwise, you can have more irritated skin. Um, and so I usually do that at 4. So I don't do it right before I go to bed, but on the days that I don't have work, I do it right before I go to bed. Um, so the first thing you want to do, both the morning and at night, is you want to use a cleanser, okay? I don't have the cleanser with me because it was too big to fit in my little packet thing, my bag. And so I didn't want to bring it. I use because like I said, if this was at my home, I could show you it and everything. I use the Anita cleanser. It's a South Korean skincare brand. It's ANUA, Anita Skincare. You can put that on Amazon. You should find it. It's a cleanser. It's like a green cleanser, green bottle or whatever. So I couldn't bring that in the duffel bag because all of my other stuff was taking up too much space. And I only have about one, two, three, four, five, six. So I have them on right next to me. I have seven, because I have another one in my pocket. I have seven skincare ingredient. Well, plus the cleanser. So I have 8 skincare ingredients. Now, some days, some of them I use only in the morning, some of them I use just at night. Okay. So 7 of them. I've really simplified the skincare routine down to the best things you can ever use. Okay. And so I use a cleanser. Basically, you wet your face, okay, with warm water, not too cold, not too hot, okay, because that will shrink or it will enlarge your pores depending on what you want to do. So I do that. I get my cleanser, pull it out, mix it with water, and I wipe my face with it until my face has like bubbly soaps, okay? Because this is not an oil-based cleanser. Have done double cleansing before, where you use an oil-based and a foam-based cleanser. If you don't know those terms or whatever, you can look it up. There's a ton of videos on YouTube about this. People swear by double cleansing. It didn't really help me. Um, so I just use the foam cleanser, and that's the type I use. So it's the Anita foam cleanser. You get it all soapy and you do it on your face. I leave it on for like 2 or 3 minutes and then I wash it off with a towel. Okay, so that's the first step in your routine. And then the second thing I do is let me pull this up. So this is the Neutrogena spot treatment, benzoyl peroxide. It's the 2.5%. Um, yeah, 2.5% benzoyl peroxide cream. It says this to only do it on like spot treatment for acne. I do it all over my face. You only need a little bit, okay? Just a little bit, maybe a couple pea-sized amounts, like a pea-sized amount for this side, pea-sized amount for this side, pea-sized amount for mouth and chin, and then pea-sized amount for forehead and nose. Okay, that's all you really need. You don't need a lot. This stuff is really strong. Now it is only 2.5%. So if you look at the skincare studies, or you look at influencers who know their skincare, you can get benzoyl peroxide up to 10%. Um, I use 2.5% for my face, okay? Now, you want to use a higher concentration if you have back acne. Okay, so I have back acne. It used to be really bad, but I treated it. So now it's a lot better. Now it's not the best. I'm trying to get it better. I've only been using the back wash for maybe 2 months, and so my back has been getting better. But if you're gonna use it for back, you want a 10% wash, okay? And you want it as it's gonna be a cleanser, okay? It's not going to be a cream that stays on. You wash it and then you use it and then you wash it off. I use it in the shower. You want to use it in the shower. Just get a back scrubber. I got one from Walmart for $5. It's not very good, but it's good enough to use. So you can get all the spaces in your back and all the places in the back that are hard to reach with your hands. Okay. So that's the thing. This is probably the best ingredient to get rid of the red big acne. Okay, the pusses, the red stuff. So like I have one right here. Um, and that's rare. That's like once a month. That's what you want to use. This is like your main acne killer. Okay. So that's what you use. So just be careful with this with your clothes because this stuff can turn your clothes white. So it dyes clothes, it dyes pillows white. Now I've never had a problem with that with the Neutrogena ones. I use silk pillowcases, so maybe that's why the silk pillowcases you can get on off of Amazon for $5. That just is another thing that can help with your skin. I don't really recommend it. I think it's not necessary, but I use the silk pillars. I don't have any problems with that. If I'm not washing the cleanser, because the cleanser, what you want to do is you want to use it and wash your body with it and then wait 10 minutes before you wash it off. Okay, so you want to put it on your body for 10 minutes and then wash it off. So you can do this in the shower. You can turn off, if you're worried about water use, you can turn off the shower and just wait 10 minutes and then turn it back on and wash your back or your chest if you have it, or if you have acne on your legs, because sometimes I do get that. And so that's what you can use. But like I said, be worried about your clothes. So if I don't use the wash on my, stomach or back, let's say I'm in a rush and I don't have time to wait 10 minutes for a cleanser, I'll use this. So I do go through this pretty fast. I use like one of these a month, maybe two of them. They're really cheap. You can get them from Walmart. You can get it for Walmart for like $10. Very cheap. It's totally worth it. Like I completely recommend. This is what changed my life. This is what changed my acne. Okay, because it had another ingredient that everyone recommends. It has all these different benefits. And I use that only for about a year, 2 years, and it takes about 6 months to work. And I that didn't clean up my acne as much as this. Okay, I still had some bad. Now that ingredient did help me a little bit, and it did help a lot for other things, but acne wise, it only helped a little bit. This was the main contender when I started using this with it, and I started using this alone. So this is like number one ingredient, number two ingredient in my skincare, okay? So I'm talking about this. So like I said, be careful with clothes. That's why I only use the wash at nighttime because I'm gonna put on clothes afterwards. Now the wash, I've never had it stain my clothes either, and that's a higher concentration of 10%. You can get that at Walmart too. Um, I've never had that stain my clothes. Now, like I said, I use the cream on my face in the morning. I really use oh no. I use the the wash on my body at night. I only do it one times a day. That's pretty good. If you want better results, I do it 2 days a week, or two times a day if my back acne got worse or there's a breakout or something. So benzoyl peroxide. This is like one of the top ingredients you need to have. I can't recommend it seriously enough. So though that's the wording on it. And now it may take some time to get used to, so use it once, um, maybe once every week. I've never had a problem. Some people say, burns the skin or whatever. You don't want to use too much because it's really strong. This is a 2.5% one, so it's not as strong as a 10%. It has the same results as a 10%, but it's better for you. It's not as irritating. With the back, you have to use the 10% because the skin um is so much thicker than on your face, okay? And so use 2.5%. That's all you need. You don't need a 10%. Don't listen to the people who say that's stronger. No, the reason you want to use it on your back is because the skin in your back is thicker. So you need more concentration to penetrate it. But for your face, 2.5% is fine. Like I said, you can get this one. There are other brands on Amazon, or in Walmart. You can go to Walmart and get this. This is the best one, I think, ever. This is the one that got me results. I've never used another benzoyl peroxide before. So that's the second ingredient. So we have cleanser, Anua cleanser, ANUA. You can get on Amazon. That's where I bought it. That's where I bought it. I've been using it for about 3 months. Now we have the benzoyl peroxide acne treatment. So if you have bad acne, 100% get this. Um, Now we're going to talk about the third step in my skincare routine. So this is the process that's different between night and day. Okay. This is the only step where it's different. You know, fourth step, fifth step, uh, is completely is the same. Okay. This is the only step. So I have two ingredients. Let's talk about the morning routine. Um, so morning routine, you want to use a serum. So this is considered like a spot treatment, this benzoyl peroxide. This is like a spot treatment. Some consider it a serum. I don't. Serums contain in bottoms and like in bottles. Okay, bottles. That's what I meant are and usually in bottles, or they are creams, so you can there's not much difference between the two. So this can be considered a serum. I don't. I consider this an acne treatment. Okay, so we have the morning one. I'm going to talk about morning. So morning, you this is like to this is to fix your basic um skincare stuff. So you want to use a serum if you want a lighter skin, or if you want to have, a better skin barrier or a better skin tone, or you want to get rid of hyperpigmentation from leftover acne, because this is hyperpigmentation, really. Um, so if I want to get rid of that faster, what I use is either a vitamin C serum, or you want to use a niacinamide serum. So the vitamin C serum I ran out of, and I've been using a niacinamide serum for the last month, 2 months. Okay. Beforehand, I used the vitamin C serum. Um, so I just have the niacinamide serum with me right now. Vitamin C serum, let's talk about that. You want like a 20% one. I use the South Korean pharmaceutical one on Amazon. It's one of the top rated ones. If you look up vitamin C serum, South Korean, that's one of the top ones. I used that. It was a 20% um, one. It was a 20% concentration of it. Now, the thing with it is you want to have a bottle that's darker in color, because it can vary that is a vitamin, so it can really easily oxidize. Okay. I don't know if it's because of vitamin. Let me take that back. I just know it can very easily oxidize. Okay, any vitamin C serum, you want it in a closed package, or if it's in a glass bottle, you want it to be a darker glass bottle. Okay, you want to use that 20%. Now, that one, looking back, I don't like it because it had hydraulic acid, or hydrololic acid. That's the acid, or yeah, acid that they want you having it. That's in almost every skincare. You can see it all the time. Hydraulic acid. Um, that's in a ton of serums. It's in a ton of skincare. You can see it if you go to like any skincare cream or whatever, they have it, and that's like the benchmark of skincare. That's like the number one ingredient. They're always like, make sure it has hydraulic acid. I'm gonna link a video. I know the last video I linked, I said I would link the subscription or the YouTube channel that I listened to that I mentioned. I didn't do that. I'm gonna do it for this video. Dr. Abs. Okay, that's the YouTube uh, channel, Dr. Abs. He is a licensed um, skincare professional. I forgot what the doctor is called. It's a specific that takes care of your skin and everything. He does videos. He just started the channel like 2 months ago, but they're not very good. He goes into the science of a lot of skincare products, and he talks about like what you need to be build a good skincare. Since I followed him and I've used his advice, my skin has gotten way better. So now the benzoyl peroxide, he's never talked about that, but some ingredients he talked about, he's very right on. So hydraulic acid, what it does is, he has a video on this, but in basic terms, it's supposed to make your skin more moisturized. Okay, it's supposed to hydrate your skin. That's what it always says. That's what they do. The problem is it draws this water from your skin and brings it to the surface of your skin. So you look more moisturized, but your actual skin is not more moisturized. So if you start using hydraulic acid, I forgot what it's actually called, okay? I know I'm misspelling it, but you should know what I'm talking about if you've ever used any skincare stuff. It actually makes your skin drier. So if you stop using it for a couple days, if you stop using a moisturizer, because this is what most moisturizers have, it actually makes your skin drier. That's why if you stop using a moisturizer, it just messes with your skin. You stop using it, and it just makes your skin more drier. Okay, so I don't recommend um anything with hydraulic acid. Now, I didn't know this before, and I've cut them all off out of it, and it's my skin has been way better. Um, and so I want to find it's hard to find a serum that does not have that in it, a vitamin C serum. I looked on Amazon. The more expensive ones don't have it in it, but I don't have the money to pay $100, $150 for a serum. And that's the one Dr. Abs recommended. It was like a 20%, 30% vitamin C serum. And his doesn't have hydraulic acid, but I can't pay that much for it, unfortunately, with my circumstances. Um, and so that's why like I got rid of moisturizers and I use something else instead of moisturizers, which has helped. So now let's go back. That's vitamin C. Now I use the Good Molecules um niacinamide serum. So it's right. Okay. Niacinamide serum. Sorry for the shaky hands. I have hand tremors. I'll probably talk about that in another videos. So if it can't focus really good, this is what the bottle looks like. Um, And so if you can find it on Amazon, it's the Good Molecules Niacinamide Serum. It's 10%. This is very good. I've been using it for 2 months. I think it's pretty good. I've already used half of it. Um, I think it's very good. It has the Good Molecules formula for it. They make it so it's a minimalist product. It doesn't have many ingredients. See this cream. Neutrogena acne cream. It uses a lot of ingredients. You wanna try and get as little ingredients as possible. Added ingredients other than the like main ingredient, which in this one it's niacinamide. For this one it's benzoyl peroxide. Um, you want to get like as little other ingredients as possible. And so that's why I chose this Good Molecules because these skincares, they are kind of toxic. I would try to recommend the natural route as much as possible. Um, so if you have some of the skincare I have is more natural stuff. And so but this is the best I can use, and I'd rather get rid of my acne than have to deal with the little hormonal effects of using a cream that has, 50 ingredients that are bad. Like this has diisoniamide EDTA, which is probably bad for you, glycerin. So they're probably some of these chemicals are probably not good for you long term, but I'd rather take the little side effects to have my acne completely cleared. If you've ever had bad acne, I'm 100% sure you would completely agree to me. Um, and so this only has like 10 ingredients on it, and they're very good ingredients. So that's why I chose this one. I had a hard time finding a good niacinamide serum that doesn't have a ton of different chemicals in it. Um, so if you want a better refined signs of textures or improved appearance of your pores, you want to use a niacinamide serum. If you want like a brighter skin or you want to get rid of hyperpigmentation faster, you want a vitamin C serum. Okay, so that's morning routine. So night routine, you want a vitamin A. So what's a vitamin A? That's a retinol. Um, I have the different gel, which is adapalene 0.1%. Okay. Now, vitamin A's, it used to be you had to have a subscription for them, at least in the US. I'm based in the US. So you used to have a dermatologist. That's what a skincare doctor is, a dermatologist, to get this. Now, thankfully, um, and they have released adapalene 0.1%. Now it's not going to be as strong as if you're in if you're getting prescription grade tretinoid or prescription grade adapalene. You'll get higher concentrations. Okay. Now, the reason they're prescription based is because these can be very irritating. Okay. You want to start out small. So, like I said, what retinol does is it basically clocks up your turnover rate. So you shed skin faster, and it has a ton of benefits. It is the most best vitamin for your skin is vitamin A. Now, like I said, it can make you more sun prone, so you want to use sunscreen with it. It also can cause redness. In the beginning, when you use this, you only want to use a tiny amount, pea-sized amount for each side. So one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. Um, I don't, they recommend on YouTube channels like a pea-sized amount for your whole face. I do that. I used to try to do that. The problem with that is I would get like halfway through my skin and I'd already used up all of that. Okay. So I really try to do like a quarter if you think about it, because one pea sides, two, three, four, five. That's all you need. You'll have some redness in the beginning, um, and you might have some flakiness. Keep doing it. That's a sign that it's working. Over time, your skin will adapt to it, and so you can start to do it more. So I do it every night. Um, but you want to start out 2 times a week. See how it tolerates. You can do 2 times a week, then you can do up to three, four, five, six, seven. Sorry. Um, like I said, the higher the concentration, this is 0.1%. This is the highest concentration you can get of adapalene on the market in the US. Now, it is a vitamin A. There's higher concentrations. You can go up if you want better results. This will take about 6 months to work. Okay, so you have to do it long term. Okay, 6 months, do it, see how your skin improves. That's all I can say. This is about 20 bucks, and this has lasted me like 6 months. Okay. Or you can get the smaller bottles, that'll take like, a month and you just replace them, and it's like $5, $10 for a little packet of it. Um, so if you get tretinoid, which you need a prescription more, or you get a higher concentration of adapalene, there are other versions of vitamin A you can get too that prescription that are better. You will have faster results. So, if you're using tretinoid 0.05% or 5%, I forgot which one it was. That's very strong, and you'll have more irritation in the beginning, and it'll be harder to tolerate. But in probably like a month, you'll start to see results. But this is 6 months, so it's slower acting, but it gets the same results. You'll get the exact same results. It just takes way longer. But like I said, if you're planning on doing this for the rest of your life using vitamin A, which you should be, this is the golden standard of anti-aging in the industry. All you need, if you're getting adapalene, you want to get it under the different, that's the brand name for it, different. The actual chemical, the actual molecule is adapalene. Um, you want to get that, and like I said, use it for the rest of your life. Now you have to use sunscreen with it because it will make you more damaged by the skin. That's why the FDA used to ban all vitamin A stuff, and you had to use the doctor. They found out a couple years ago, they found adapalene, and so they were like, "Oh, you can use that, and it'll be better, or whatever." Now, I have to admit, if you're doing my skincare routine with benzoyl peroxide at night, you only want to do this at night, okay? Not in the morning, only at night. Adapalene is resistant to sunlight. Okay, so you can use it in the mornings. You only want to do it once a day. So you can use it in the mornings. However, I recommend at night. It's a lot easier to use at night. Now that's only for adapalene. The molecule is stable enough. If you're using tretinoid, you only want to do that at night, because otherwise the sun will give it alertness, so it'll become inert, and so will be useless. So, like I said, if you're using any any vitamin A derivative, you want to do it at night, especially if it's not adapalene. Benzoyl peroxide, I do know you can use it with adapalene because it is a stable enough molecule. So you can use benzoyl peroxide and then 5 minutes later use adapalene gel. However, if you're using tretinoid or if you're using any of the other molecules, because there's two others, both of those are prescription grade, or if you're using like a natural retinol, because those are things, because it's a vitamin A. Some animals make vitamin A or some plant. So there are the natural types you can get. I don't know if you can use vitamin or you can use benzoyl peroxide with it, okay? However, if it's a adapalene gel, you can use it with benzoyl peroxide. Otherwise, don't mix the two because then they'll cancel each other out. Or the vitamin A won't work and the benzoyl peroxide will still work. So, like I said, if you're following me exactly, you'll just get a different gel and benzoyl peroxide. I use the benzoyl peroxide first, and then I wait like 5, 10 minutes. Okay, you want to wait a little bit and then use a different gel. So this whole routine might take you 30 minutes. So I know if you're waking up in the morning and it's like 5 minutes before work, it's hard to do it. I would do it. Or like if you're in the morning, you're using benzoyl peroxide and niacinamide, you gotta wait 5 minutes before doing this. Okay. You want to wait for ingredients to stay on the skin before you add stuff to absorb into the skin. Except for your cleanser. You can do your cleanser, wash it all off, and then immediately after do the benzoyl peroxide. So this skincare routine will take like 30 minutes. But while you're doing it, you can brush your clothes, you can brush your teeth, you can put on your clothes while you're waiting. Um, just wash your hands before putting on your clothes so you don't get benzoyl peroxide on it and stain it or stuff like that. Or you can like iron your clothes while you're doing it, whatever it is. Like you can be doing other stuff or you can use the bathroom while you're doing it. Just make sure you wash your hands. So this will take a little bit of time. But I do recommend getting up before work to have a little bit of a morning routine to kind of like stabilize you for the rest of the day. Um, and so no matter what, you should have a skincare. So that's step three. So you have your cleanser, and then you have your benzoyl peroxide, and then third step you have either your different gel if you're night, okay, different gel. Like I said, sorry for the shaking hands because I have shaking. It's not nervous. It's just I have hand tremors. And so you have different gel at night, and then you have vitamin C serum, which I don't have, and then or you have the niacinamide serum. Good molecule site. Or you can use another serum. You just, like I said, you don't want if you're going to use a chemical based thing, I would say don't have anything that has that has hydraulic acid. It should say hydraulic acid to moisturize your skin. You don't need that. It's actually will make your skin worse. Now some of them that do have like serums, they'll have some right. So it could be a serum, it could do a face cream. So you can have a niacinamide face cream. Like I said, it's hard to find one of those without um any hydraulic acid, or it might have ceramides. I've never seen any researcher, I've never seen anyone talking about ceramides being bad for you. So you can have that with it. You can have a face cream. Like I said, you would just want to have something with vitamin C or niacinamide in it. Okay. This is your targeted step for hyperpigmentation, lighter skin tone, things like that. Okay. Okay, so now you have the fourth step. You know how I said I've minimalized my skincare. So before I used to have another three steps for like, more repair for my skin and all that. I used to do, the snail oil, the South Korean snail oil that like blew up, the snail cream or whatever you put on the mucin. I don't use that anymore. It didn't really help that much. It did help with repairing my skin faster. I have to admit that. I used to use it on wounds or whatever. I never got a new bottle of it or glass thing of it. I just switched to other stuff and that gave me results. So it did help, but it didn't turn out for my face. Now, if you want to use it for your skin cream, if you cut yourself or whatever, then that's useful. But I found other stuff. So let's get back to the fourth step. So like I said, I found another moisturizer. Dr. Abs recommended this to me, and I really followed it up on his advice, and that's been one of the big deals for me is I've been using it for about a month, 2 months, and that is the Biosense 100% soy salane oil. So basically, it's sugar derived oil, and it's to hydrate your skin, face, hair. You can use it in hair. This is the bottle for it. So if you see it, I've used up like half of it already, which is a lot. Um, and so you want to use like 2 or 3 drops in the morning so your skin won't be too oily because it is oil. I have oily skin, but this stuff doesn't really make my skin like super oily. Um, it's actually like hydrating. It doesn't like I've had other skin stuff that's like way worse. I've had moisturizers that have not performed as well as this. So like this is what he recommended to moisturize your skin. 100% agree. You want to use this. Um, Now, it's about 20-30 bucks on Amazon. Um, but it lasts pretty long. You want to do two or three drops in the morning so your skin isn't too oily, okay? Because this stuff can make you oily if you use a lot of it. Nighttime, you want to do 6 or 7. You'll wake up in the morning and your skin will be so moisturized and so it'll feel so good. So I recommend this. This is the second game changer in my life is this was vitamin A, okay, or benzoyl peroxide, and this. Because I'd used vitamin A for about 6 months, 10, a year, 6 months, and I wasn't getting as good of results. I was getting results, but it wasn't as good when I started adding benzoyl peroxide and sulcline. This, I didn't get any result. I didn't get any advice from Dr. Abs. I did this on my own, looking up what was good for acne. I finally tried it, and it was very good. I was always scared of like dyeing my hair and stuff like that. I've never had a problem with that. This is good. Now, sulcline, I got this advice from Dr. Abs, and it has changed my skincare, how moisturized my skin is, how good it feels. 100% recommend. You don't want to use any other moisturizer because the moisturizers that you use that are cream based, okay, one, they have hyaluronic acid, which makes your skin look better by pulling out water from beneath your skin, from the bottom layers of your skin, actually drying out your skin. So it'll make your skin look more moisturized, but it's really not. But also the cream base, the molecule size of those molecules of the cream cannot penetrate the skin too deeply. So you might be moisturized on the top of your skin, but the bottom part of it is not moisturized. And that's why, and your skin also has a natural way of moisturizing. Okay, it will naturally moisturize itself. And so you want to, but those moisturizers interfere with that by bringing up that water up to the top of the skin. So that's why you want an oil based. You want a soy clean oil. That's the best oil. Don't use soybean oil, any of that stuff. That stuff is inflammation causing. You don't want to use it. Soy clean doesn't. So you want to use this. So this is the brand I want. There is the ordinary one that's like $10. This is like 30 bucks. It's way more costly. I couldn't find the ordinary one on Amazon. But I found this one, so I took a leap of faith and it didn't let me down. That's the first part of moisturizing I do. Now, I know he said, Dr. Ab said that's all you need. However, I did get this cream. This was part of I was using before a natural based moisturizer. I was using a tallow balm. Okay. And that was the Van Man, um, Van Man, yeah, Van Man, um, tallow balm for my face. I use that because that speeds up wound healing. So just like the snail mucin did, that helped my wounds. If I ever like burnt myself because I work in fast foods, sometimes I burn my wrist or whatever on accident. Like not much, not like a really bad burn, just a little bit, and it heals in a couple days. But I use that, or I have any bruises. I also use it on my face. So this is another brand that I got off Amazon. I used to use the Van Man one. I ran out of it, and there it's hard to find them on Amazon or the third party sellers. So I used their website, which was completely fine, the Van Man website, and but I never ordered another one, and it would take like a week to come in. So I just ordered on Amazon another tallow, which is which also works pretty well. This works really well. The Whip Tallow Balm by um, Ancestral Skincare. It's a homestead. Uh, So you can look on Amazon if you look up tallow skincare or whatever. I like to use natural products. Like I said, I can't do that for the other ones, but I use it for this. I also cover this face after I wait like 5, 10 minutes. But the soybean oil, I cover with this. I got the two at the same time, so that's what I've been using for moisturizing. Maybe I can do it so I only use the soybean oil or I only use the tallow and then do results. But my skincare is very good. Right now, I really don't have a problem with moisturizing. Maybe with other stuff, but just in terms of moisturizing, my skin's very good if I use these two. So I use them together. If you see them, at it. The thing also with the Van Man tallow, I didn't like that it had like a beef smell for like the 5, 10 minutes. I almost felt like I was always smelling of beef. I heard it goes away after 5 minutes, but the first 5 minutes I put it on it, I could smell it. It went away afterwards. It was worse. This one doesn't. They specifically say it doesn't smell, and it doesn't smell at all. Um, now, so that's my moisturizing step. So I would say like step four. Is a two-step process because you're doing the same thing. You're moisturizing. You can't try one at a time. You can start with soybean oil and then go to, the tallow balm. Because the thing is before I used the soybean and I just used tallow balm, it worked well, but it wasn't great. Okay. It was better than the moisturizer you can get from the drugstore or the chemical ones. However, it wasn't exceptional. However, I started using the silkane oil and it was exceptional. And maybe it was because my skin couldn't tolerate or wasn't that good with that type of tallow. And it could be just this tallow is a better tallow for my skin. Because I use the Van Man products for other stuff. And so it's just for the tallow balm. This one is better if I combine it with these two. So I think the essential is the soybean oil because that's when I got results when I combined it with the tallow. Now it could be I got a new tallow and that is the best thing I ever use, and this is just like a side thing that I use that's not very good for me because I've always used them together. I don't know, but I really think the soybean oil is very good. This is the essential. You don't have to do the tallow with it. I do use this on like bruises or stuff like that. That's why I do recommend it. Um, for stuff because this won't help really with wound cleaning as much as this. So basically that step is my moisturizing step. So I've kind of slimmed down. That's pretty much my whole skincare routine for morning and night. And that's how I've slimmed down my skincare routine from like 10 things to like 4 steps. Because I used to do like masks and I used to do other stuff and I had toners and stuff like so you really want to minimize a lot of that stuff because vitamin A combined with benzoyl peroxide with the sequane oil, all you need. That's gotten me the best results. That's what Dr. Abs talks about, and he was right. That got me. I'm gonna take these headphones off because I don't really need them. They're hurting my ears now. That's what I use to analyze my audio for video. Anyway, so I've minimalized that, and so let's talk about my other thing. What's my skincare? I have two things more to talk about. It's already 43 minutes. Wow, this is a long video. I didn't even think it would take this long. I'll talk about this thing. I'll talk about my other skincare thing I do, and then I'll talk about how do I keep my teeth clean and really good. And I'll talk about the things I'm doing to add to my routine because there's two things I've got off Amazon to add to my routine. So I gotta go faster on this video. It can't be longer than an hour long. This is my sunscreen. You want to have a sunscreen when you're using vitamin A. Even benzoyl peroxide will increase your susceptibility. Yeah, my speech this isn't the guts. To the sun. Okay. And so you want to have a sunscreen and you want to apply it every 2 hours for your face. I use the COSRX South Korean brand vitamin E sunscreen. It's a very good sunscreen. I like it. It doesn't leave a white cast. So that's the thing you want. You don't want a white cast on your face that takes like 30 minutes to go away because you're going to be applying this at work. Even if you're inside at work, apply it because the sun can go through windows. So certain rays of the sunlight, because the releases different rays of sunlight. Um, you can look this up. And so some of that will go through the windows, okay? And that's why you want one that's broad spectrum. So they protect against the ones that go through the windows and what that don't. One of those causes breakdowns of the cell. So that's what causes wrinkles, sun damage to your skin. Okay. That's how you get wrinkles. That's why you can see people who use face sunscreen and they're like 50 and they look like their faces are 30. That's because the sun does 70% of all damage to your skin in terms of aging. Okay. So like having less collagen as you age, which is naturally what happens, causes skin aging, but 70, that's probably like 15%, and then there's 50% other, but 70%, the vast majority of your aging comes from the sun. Um, and so if you want to have, a face that looks like 30 in your 70s, you have to block the sun. So I know you want to tan or whatever, but don't listen to that. If you want to have good skin when you're older, you want to use a vitamin A and you want to use a sunscreen. I'd say the sunscreen is even more important than vitamin A, um, in terms of anti-aging. So you want to use a sunscreen. This is the one I use. It works really good. You want it to be a chemical one that has um, no white cast. But like I said, that's the one I want to use. Use it 2 hours every single day, every 2 hours do it. It's not that hard. Um, I use it at work. What happens is I go in the freezer because I'm a fry person usually, and so I'll go to the freezer or whatever, and I'll take my gloves off, put my uh, sunscreen on, and then go wash my hands, and then put on new gloves, and that's every 2 hours to put on my sunscreen. If you know it's like 2 hours and 15, that's fine. You just want to be putting on in general every 2 hours, okay? In the sun, and even if your house has no windows or whatever, use the sunscreen until the sun goes down. You'll thank me later for it. That's the sunscreen. So this is the most important part of the video. Use a sunscreen. If I could say anything, it's use a sunscreen if you want to have good skin when you're older, okay? Your future self will thank you if you use a sunscreen. Now, that's the thing. Like I said, let's talk about one other thing. The things I use to keep my teeth white. I use whitening strips. Those work really well. I don't drink any caffeine because when I was younger, I had a heart condition when I was a baby. I'll talk about that. I don't really drink any caffeine I don't drink tea. I just personally, so that doesn't stain my teeth. So my teeth are pretty white naturally, but I do use whitening strips. I've just started using them yesterday, and I do those every like 3 months. I try not to do those too often. Go to the dentist every 6 months. Now, for teeth, this is the thing I've really found. I've been using it for about 6 months. Is the Van Man's Miracle Tooth Powder. You don't want to use any of the toothpaste that are in the supermarket that are like the cream-based ones. You want to use a powder. Why is that? Because your teeth have a microbiome that affects your teeth. That affects if you get cavities and all that stuff. You don't want to use the cream stuff because those chemicals can affect your microbiome in your mouth, the saliva in your mouth, and all that. So you don't want to use a cream that you pull out of the tub bottle and you spray it on. That's all in the commercials and everything. It also has fluoride, which is really bad. Most of those have fluoride. You can get ones without fluoride, but all the other chemicals in them, in the those creams or whatever are toxic. So you don't want to get those. You want to get a hydroxylized powder. Now the Van Man, you can get ones that are chemically that are made in a lab that are made out of actual molecules, or you can get ones that are made from animal products. I would trust the animal products ones more because those aren't going to harm you. You don't know for sure. There's never been any research that or I haven't seen any research that the molecule ones where they make the molecules in a lab chemically and everything, those chemicals will affect you. But just in case, I would just use the natural ones. So the Van Man one I get, it has grass-fed cattle bone derived um, hydroxyapatite. That's the powder. So that's the powder in it. You grind up animal bones into powder, and that's what you use. It also has bentonite clay, baking soda. Okay, because the baking soda is good for your teeth. It has xylitol, Xylitol, xylitol. That's in all products. That's fine. It has peppermint oil and ancient sea salt. That's all it has. That's all the ingredients. Minimalist ingredients. It's very well. This has probably turned my teeth around completely. Um, and I used to have dentist work and everything. I've had compliments on my teeth. Like I used to have problems with the dentist with my gums bleeding. That's no longer the case. This is the best I can. Get a hydroxylized powder. I recommend the Van Man. I recommend natural, but it's better than getting, even if you get a chemical based powder, I 100% recommend it. Now for the mouthwash, I also use the Van Man aloe vera mouthwash. Don't get the alcohol-based ones. Those will mess up your teeth. It'll make your breath smell worse. It basically covers up your bad breath, but it's also the cause of your bad breath. So you want to get, it's one of the causes of bad breath. So don't use one of those alcohol-based ones, the ones you see and where they say are dimmer, dentist approved. Use a natural aloe vera mouthwash. This is the only one. Van Man makes one. I'm probably sure other companies make one. You want one of those. I know I'm speeding along, but that's because I got like 9 minutes to make the rest of the video. Is there anything else in my toothpaste? You want to use a mouth scraper. So I have a mouth scraper um in there. You want to use a mouth scraper. They're like $5 on Amazon. Use it, it'll make your breath smell way better. You want to use a super soft um you want to use a super soft toothbrush um, just to have, you know, um, to stop your teeth from being wear down from the toothbrush. You don't need a lot of pressure when you're brushing your teeth. Use a super soft toothbrush. You don't need an electric toothbrush. That wears down the gums way more. I know what I'm doing because my gums were really bad when I used electric toothbrush. Now I use Walmart super soft, almost child toothbrushes. Like you should using toothbrushes for children. I also use eye droplets because my eyes can get really bad, really red, and so I wear contacts. If you didn't know that, my vision's pretty bad. I can't see far away, so I usually use I have contacts. I've never wear glasses before. Contacts are good. So yeah, this is the one I use with my contacts. I have ones if I'm not wearing any contacts. I just use them if my eyes are really bad. Um, Anything else? I really see. I have some of these. Okay, this is the one I'm talking about. I use this serum. This has a retinol. So this is a retinol. I don't know which type it is. They just say a retinol. Don't use this. This is not, I don't think it really has a good retinol. They say it's a retinol. I don't believe it. It has niacinamide and licorice root. Don't use it. Just use a pure one that's only adapalene gel. I also have, this is the one I want to talk about. So this is hydraulic acid, hydraulic acid. I forget, how do you pronounce hydraulic, on hydraulic acid. So that's a serum, hydraulic acid serum that you can get from Walmart. Don't use this shit. Like I said, it dries out your skin. Even if, like I said, it's just not worth it. I haven't gotten rid of it yet. I don't use it at all. I don't use it as a moisturizer or anything. I'm going through my bag to see. I have my razor or whatever for my beard. Um, I use the Van Man lip balm. So if you get really dry lips, um, It's basically the same as their skincare. So it's a tallow balm, or this is a peppermint beeswax lip balm. So it's beeswax and it's peppermint. Um, coconut oil, peppermint oil. And so you just take this and um, that's the thing with these containers. They're really hard to open. Uh, there you go. You gotta like snap it. So you see, so that you just take it and rub it on your. I need to use that. So this is the Van Man's one. They're hard to find on Amazon. There are some suppliers on Amazon, but they're third party for the Van Man. So I like to use their website. I think that's like everything. This video took longer than I thought. It's an hour long. Um, just talking about my skincare routine. I guess that's how much how much value I've deprived of it, gotten from it, all the steps I've taken since high school and everything. So if you got any value from it, try anything about this was another thing I was gonna mention. I'll mention it in the last 5 minutes. So this video will probably abruptly end. Um, I do I am starting two more things. I'm trying to use a exfoliator. I'm using the BHA Paula's Choice exfoliator. I just ordered it on Amazon. It should come in tomorrow. I'm using that because if you don't know, I have blackheads. If you really look, I have blackheads and I kind of want to get rid of those, and the vitamin A is not helping. That's supposed to help with it. It really hasn't. So I'm trying to get to exfoliate all those are. If that doesn't work, then I'll try to get a extraction because maybe the blackheads are too big because I've had blackheads here on my nose and my face for like since high school. And so maybe they're too big, so I have to get them extracted because chemically it won't work. Maybe they're too big to be, using chemical means gotten rid of, and I might have to get them all extracted. I've tried to do it at home, but it's really easy to damage your skin, so I'm probably gonna go to like a spa place that does it, or get a dermatologist to do it or whatever, and I'll pay for it. I'll pay like $200 for my, you know, blackheads to get rid of all of them, because then I'm starting from fresh, and I probably won't have to deal with them because these are old, like probably old blackheads that I've had for like, 8 years. I'm also so that's what I'm using, getting an exfoliator to get rid of the old skin and have the skin that has the new treatments, come up to the top of my skin. I'm also going to use a derma stamp. Um, and Dr. Ab talks about this. This is probably the second best anti-aging thing. Sunscreen's number one, vitamin A is probably three, and number two is using a thermostat because that basically it punctures little wounds in the skin, and then the skin will heal back thicker. And you just want to do it so you're a little red. Do it like once a week, 1 millimeter, um, for the distance on the needles. And you just want to do that. And basically, the study shown after doing that, plus adding like a vitamin C serum or a serum afterwards, you basically get a 700% increase in skin thickness, and that will make you a lot younger. Like it'll make you look a lot younger. It'll be better. You don't want to do this if you have really bad acne, like this acne, not blackheads, because that'll just push the acne into the deeper parts of your skin as you're growing newer and newer skin on top of the old skin. Um, and so that's what I'm gonna also try doing, and maybe the results will be really good. I got a dermal stamp that you could change the size of, and you want to stamp because it causes less wounds than you having to try and do a ruler. Dr. Ab says a little bit different. He said he might make a video on that. I'll link his channel in the description because I've used a lot of his advice. Um, and so he'll describe. He has a video on microneedling, why you shouldn't use moisturizers. You should use an oil, um, and all that stuff. So like, I'll this time I will put it in the description because I talk about him a lot in the video. So I will link him in the description. Okay. That's all I needed to talk about. It's 59 minutes. Wow, this is the longest video I've ever made and I've ever talked about. It'll probably be cut down more because this is before editing, so it'll probably be cut out to probably like 40 minutes. We'll see. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Just in the comments, let me know if you get any like value from this or what your skincare is. Okay, so now this is the final goodbye.